Not taking care of the issues in your bill of materials is going to ruin your whole hardware project being ordered. Okay, so in this video, I'll show you how to resolve some of the issues that you'll find in this amazing tool, Altium Bill of Materials Manager. If you want access to yourself, click the link in the description below. All right, so we have the manufacturer life cycles. The bill of materials tool shows you all the issues when it comes to manufacturer life cycles. Like, and what does this mean? This means when you have a part that you're ordering, right? And there's, say, 3,000 in stock, and you're like, oh, I only need 500. Well, there are other people and companies that are going to suddenly, when you're trying to order, they're going to suddenly order 2,600 of the component. And then you'll find that once all of those parts are ordered and then you order yours, the lead time meaning when is the next time the supplier or the manufacturer is going to have them, it's going to be 3, 6 weeks or months or years from now. Okay, or that's the last of that component. You don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, the software and companies know that you're going to be ordering parts in a first test phase for 100 boards, for 500 boards, and then maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000, whatnot. You need to have that part available to be remanufactured long after you've built the board for production. Okay, so that's why we can't be dealing with these issues where the life cycle is not recommended for a new design because the part isn't always available. Let's click on the link, right? Let me show you. So if I were to double click on this part and then pull this up, it's active, yeah, as far as having a manufacturer data sheet and all this data, that's great. But if I were to, like, you know what, let me copy this, and it shows that it's copied too. That, I like that. All right. If I were to do this and put this in Octopart, right? How many distributors do you have authorized for this? 0. Availability, 0. Unfortunately, we do not know of any distributors for this part. So it exists supposedly, but like it doesn't show up on any thing. Oh, by the way, I'm updating the bill of materials for the NVIDIA Jetson AGX Orin dev kit carrier board, right, in this demonstration. So here we've got that it's supposedly available, but not really. Like, what's going on there? And that's for the main part. So I'm going to need to replace this 404, this line item 404 for this capacitor C190 and C195 with something better, something from Murata, for instance. So this is an option. Here's the problem though. It says not recommended for new designs. So the life cycle is not good. And we have a problem with the time overshoot for sourcing and also for this part, not recommended for new designs. Here's what I do. I would double click on this, pull this link up, then see what is recommended for new designs. We have alternate parts. I don't know if I trust that. Capacitor 220 picofarad. Okay. 50 volt, 5%. 0402. Let's look on. Let me see. Is DigiKey on here? No, I'm not seeing DigiKey. 50 volt, 5%. Okay. I would go with the alternate part. This is why I like Octopart so much. Not recommended for new design. But see, that there's that problem. Now it's suggesting it may be similar to this Murata chip. Is this recommended? Maybe. Now this is a 0402 package. Is this a 04? Yes, it is. Let's look at other alternate parts as well. Why would it not be recommended for new designs? That kind of worries me. Not recommended. What about this Yageo? Production. So it's in production for this Yageo part. Same specs. Let's go with this. And is it on DigiKey? It's on Future Electronics and Vertical or whatever. So here's the thing. I can look at the different alternate parts, see where they're available. I know Murata and Kemet, they're going to be more available too, right? Yeah, multi-layer capacitor in production. Good. Is this on DigiKey? I just like the DigiKey supplier. You know, who doesn't, right? Newark, Arrow Electronics. You can go with basically any of these. It's in production. Let's go ahead and copy that. And instead of this part, we're going to double click and replace it with this part. Select that option for green, and now they're replaced. And boom. Notice how it disappears automatically because we're highlighting the not recommended for new design errors. Once that error is gone, it gets popped out of the bill of materials. I love it. Now, I could spend more time working on that. Let's look at obsolete parts. Obsolete parts. Let's say we have this capacitor. I think I already did this, right? This is C184. Let's double click on it. And we're going to use the same old alternate part method. The Holystone. See no recommended replacements. What about this? What? Is this a 22 nanofarad, 220 nanofarad capacitor? I mean, picofarad capacitor? Why would they? What? What? No. Capacitors. Multiply, blah, 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 therefore 220 picofarad. Okay, so now let's go. You could manually search on here on DigiKey or just paste the description, right? Oops. I want ceramic multi-layer. Paste. Ceramic capacitor multi-layer, so on and so forth. I may not care for that exact NP0 30 parts per million and everything. I just want to be in the ballpark, to be honest. I just need to be in the ballpark. 5% is strict-ish, but not unheard of. Let's go with cap ceram 50 volts. Okay, cap ceram 50 volts. See what we get. Maybe it needs it like this, 220 picofarad in that format. Okay, we got our ceramic capacitors pulled up. We'll go with in stock, ROAS compliant, datasheet, apply all. Then 50 volts. What's this capacitance? Oh yeah, 220 picofarad. Boom. Hope you're paying attention. And then we have tolerance 5%. Now, if you could get lower percent, hold on the control key to get those lower percentages as options as well. Product status, you want this to be active. Hit apply. I'm hitting apply each time I make my updates. I like Kemet. I also like Yagyo, Tayo Yuden, Murata. Murata is good. But let's see. I would choose a temperature range of 55 degrees C to 150 degrees C instead of just 125, depending on the environment I want to put this thing in. All right. So all of this matter, which is why I would get into requirements. Requirements would be in a different video where we really get into the details of how you get a board that's done right, that meets your requirements. Okay, so we have a few options here. I like the one that's most in stock, but let's go with price. Increase by price. Scroll down. See, this got a 10,000 minimum order quantity and also one. Okay, we got a 1 and a 10K. Lowest price here for Murata coming in as the winner here. XHG. That's crazy. What's the percentage on that? 5%. That's fine. Let's copy this. Copy it. Then drop it into the BOM. See how that shows up in green? It's going to disappear. Boom. Gone. Fantastic. Okay. So that was an obsolete component. There are more obsolete parts. I love how it makes it so easy. If you go into unknown, there are some unknown information there. It says not recommended, discontinued. You need to check for that. I mean, it already checks for you. That's the thing. All you have to do is replace it based on that thing we did here. You can also add these filters, right? What about these parts that are end of life? Meaning they're not making them no more. Man, for this to have access to all information without having to look it up myself is, thank you so much. Thank you for making this tool. Whoever the software developers are at Altium, thank you for coming up with this. Compliance. You also need to hit compliance. Okay. RoHS, reach. The reduction of hazardous substances. Okay. So this part works, but it's not RoHS. So we need to find alternates for it. Just like how I showed you earlier. If you scroll down, maybe they have alternates. I would put the part description in here, like in DigiKey and whatnot, and then see, and then do that parametric search like I did to then replace these parts. Okay. You also get supply chain where it says no suppliers, where you don't have sufficient stock. This is another problem that the PCB assembly house is going to bring up. In fact, they may even be using this tool. I don't know anyone who would not be capitalizing on this. Surplus quantity. Sourcing overshoot. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Sourcing time overshoot, but okay. BOM data, unknown part number. A lot of part numbers we don't actually know. Now, make sure you don't stay living in this environment, because these are a bunch of alternate parts that have these issues as well. You only need two good parts, one part and one alternate, to fill out a decent solid BOM. Okay, so don't get bogged down with this stuff. But cleaning this BOM is satisfying when you know you have all the information. Okay. Part number missing and part choices. Manage components. For manage components here, we're going to reset that filter. If I click on here, sometimes you have to click out and reset the filter in case you have too many things selected. And you have the manage components. What's a manage component? I'm pretty sure that's a part that's inside of your online library. Your online library and ecosystem. Shoot, you can even right click and you can also right click, I forgot to mention this, and add alternates as well. But let me show you. If I wanted to say create this part, I could do that depending on the view I'm in. Anyway, so if I click on here, this is the last thing I'm going to show you in this part of the BOM portal. And boom, it shows how this part is already made. I have the schematic symbol, but not the footprint. What bill of materials is going to show you the preview of the thing? You better go out and try this. Even if you don't get it, you can try it for free. Use this for any bill of materials you're working with. Okay? And save yourself all this time. All right. See you in the next video. In the next series, I think I'll cover requirements, because the requirements are the most important thing of any product. Okay, we're going to dig into the requirements portal in Altium Develop, and they are just knocking it out the park with these. Let me show you. With these tools, the requirements portal. We're really going to get into that to make sure you don't lose any piece of information in any part of your hardware design. Okay, click the link below to access this. Peace.